speech title tonight is Hugs and Kisses, for a reason which you'll soon see in a little while. How many of you remember back to what you were doing around Christmas time of 1999? Think back. Well, I remember like it was yesterday what I was doing Christmas time of 1999. That was the year I met my now husband, and we were dating, and we spent our first year together through the holidays that year, and I'll never forget any moment of it. And every year, this was when we lived back in New York, and every year his brother, who lived here in Marietta, would drive home and spend the holidays with the family for 2 weeks. And every year, Faith, my husband's name, and his brother would go out and they would try to find the perfect gift for their parents. Every year they would go out and find something special. So that year, they were trying really, really hard to figure out what should we get. And we were thinking, I don't know, what should we get? And right before I met my husband, their family dog, Buffy, passed away. And when I first met him, he was still so upset and distraught over Buffy that every time that anyone would speak about Buffy, he would just break down and cry. And it was so sad. And my mother never let me have any pets when I was growing up, unless they lived in a cage, or a tank. They had to be either a fish or a turtle or a lizard, nothing with hair. So I really didn't understand how he felt. And so I said, well, why don't you just get another dog? Get your parents a dog for Christmas. And he said, oh, I don't think they're ready for that. I don't know. So I said, talk to your brother about it and see what he says. So long story short, they decided to get their parents another dog for Christmas. And so they went out shopping one day to try to find the perfect puppy for them. And I was hanging out back at his house with his parents while they went out shopping. And all of a sudden I get a call on my cell phone, and it's my husband. And he's whispering. He's on the phone whispering to me. He says, Eileen, I got a dog. Go upstairs and make room for the dog, and then go back downstairs and keep my parents busy so that when we come home, we can sneak the dog upstairs. I'm like, why are you whispering? So I said, okay. So I create a diversion, and they come running in, they run upstairs. And then Dave calls me upstairs, so I go upstairs and I meet this puppy, and all they wanted to do was scream, oh my God! But I couldn't because they were hiding her from his parents. So I was like, and she was just the cutest thing on the face of the earth. So I picked her up and started playing with her, and he says, okay, we're going to go back out shopping. Stay up here and keep her quiet and make sure that my parents don't. I'm like, oh my goodness. So, long story shorter, we were just sitting on the couch, and we ended up falling asleep. So she was laying right here, and we were on the couch, and we were like, we're sleeping. And so then they get home, and they come upstairs, and everything's fine. She was fine. She didn't bark. We were teaching her, we were potty training her on the wee pads and everything. And just we had gotten her a few days before Christmas, so for a few days we were trying to hide this puppy from them. It was crazy. So, in their family tradition, on Christmas Eve at midnight is when they exchange gifts. So for, I think it was about almost 2 full days that we had to keep this puppy quiet. And we didn't want to name her or anything. We wanted them to be the ones to name her. And so that night, they went through the family ritual, dinner, movie, midnight gifts, and then at the end of the night, all the gifts were given out. And then Faith says, I think that Santa left a gift upstairs. So he goes upstairs, and we had made this humongous box. It was almost like a refrigerator-sized box. And we wrapped it up and put bows and everything, and we put this little piece inside the box. And he goes upstairs, and he's like, Ramira, come help me. So they both go upstairs, and they're carrying down, pretending that it's so heavy. And then, coming down the stairs. And they're like, wait, I'm going to fall. And so they come down, and they put the box down in front of them, and they open it up, and my mother-in-law squealed saw that, like I wanted to, she was like, ah! You know, she practically scared her. So she picks her up and she starts playing with her, and I still have pictures from that night. And these are my in-laws playing with this puppy. And this is a picture of her actually under the tree. She looks like one of the stuffed animals sitting down there under the tree. And this was a little coat that my mother-in-law is a seamstress, and so she made her this little coat. And so we eventually all decided on a name, and we named her Bella. And so when Babe and I decided to move in together, I've spoken about that before, so for those of you that don't know, I ended up moving in with him in his parents' house upstairs, which we converted into an apartment. So Bella kind of became our dog. And we took care of her. She slept with us every night. We took her to the vet. We fed her. We potty trained her. We did everything for her. So naturally, when we were moving to Georgia, we were taking her with us, right? Right. We decided to move. I said to him, what are we going to do? I can't live without her. You know, I can't sleep at night. I can't, you know, she's my baby, you know. So we had the conversation with my in-laws, and eventually they said, yeah, go ahead, take her. So we moved, and then they came down here the year after we moved, and we ended up buying them a Cocker Spaniel from the Cocker Spaniel Rescue from here, which we also got our dog Benny from the Cocker Spaniel Rescue after we moved down here as well. And we're one big happy family, and it's just so wonderful. I was just so excited, and now I have a whole house full of babies, as most of you know that have been to my house, and I don't know what I would do without them. I really don't. I just can't live without them, and I don't know. I just can't imagine my life without them. They're my babies.
So how many children do you have?
3 babies. We have 3 cats and 2 dogs.
And you don't want to know how many's at my house, friends. You really don't want to know.
That's my story.
Fantastic. Thank you.